Hi, everybody, and welcome to Spa Babies, presented by Stonestreet. I'm Dan Illman, along with Nicole Russo, who's up at Saratoga enjoying the Hall of Fame festivities on Friday afternoon. Let's take a look at the field for our Spa Baby race on Sunday. It's the Grade 3 Adirondack. 2-year-old fillies going 6.5 furlongs, 9 entered. The 8 White Sands, 3-1 morning line favorite. 2 starts, 2 blowout wins out of town.
Yeah, and White Sands, one of a couple of stakes winning fillies already in this race. I think this is a really nice field, a really fun race. The Adirondack, one of those historic 2-year-old stakes at Saratoga. And our sponsor, Stonestreet Farm, has won the Adirondack 3 times, including with My Miss Aurelia, who went on to be a champion, with Cavorting, who went on to be a multiple Grade 1 winner and then a Grade 1 producer herself. So it goes to show the kind of horses you can see coming out of races like this in the summer at Saratoga.
Let's start things off with one of the stakes winners, the number 1, What in the Literal, who won the Astoria right here at Saratoga as a third out maiden during the Belmont Stakes Racing Festival at the Spa. She wasn't that lucky in the Schuylerville, stumbled at the start, lost the rider, had no chance. Nice to see that she wasn't injured from that situation. Now she's going to have to deal with the inside post.
Well, she was inside in the Astoria and taking some bumps down the lane and was very game to come through and hold on the inside that day. And as you said, came out of that Schuylerville mishap, which was kind of a messy race. It looks like she has worked well to come back to the races.
John Velasquez aboard for Jenna Antonucci. The 2 is Italian Soiree. This is a full sister to a stakes winner named Be Better, who does better at longer distances. A $600,000 March 2-year-old purchase by Uncle Mo. Pressed a reasonable pace in her debut. We're going to watch that race right now. Italian Soiree sat just off of them. Attacks on the outside. Looks good striding out in the stretch for John Terranova and Flavien Prat.
Yeah, and I like the way she's moving coming to the wire. And Uncle Mo, of course, can get them going short, can get them going long. Going from 5.5 furlongs to 6.5 furlongs on Sunday shouldn't be a problem for this daughter of that classic sire.
The number 3 is Atomic City, and Atomic City is a $360,000 yearling by a 17% 2-year-old sire. That's Twirling Candy. Dam was a stakes-winning turf sprinter, ran pretty well at Churchill Downs on debut. Took a lot of money, set a quick pace, kept right on going for Eddie Keneally and Louis Saez, and came out of that race with a bullet work.
Yeah, and as always, going to encourage you to check out the Clocker reports from our colleague Mike Walsh and his team right here on the grounds at Saratoga. Eyes on works for every one of these horses. And they tell you not just that they're working fast, but how they're working. Trainer Eddie Keneally looks to have some solid 2-year-olds in his barn this season.
Dare to Breeze is the number 4, going out for Mark Cassie and Arad Ortiz. She is a half-sister to Herd Immunity, a juvenile Grade 3 stakes place dirt sprinter, $45,000 yearling by Daredevil, out of a full sister to a Grade 2 stakes winning dirt router. Let's watch her second lifetime start. This is early in the Saratoga meet in one of those maiden auction special weight races. She went right to the front, dropped down easy fractions, and sprints home at odds on.
Yeah, and I liked her progression from her first start to her second start. We'll see if she can keep moving forward. The runners by Daredevil really seem to learn as they go along. This is his return crop. He was sold to Turkey and then came back to Kentucky after Swiss Skydiver and She Dares the Devil emerged from his first crop. He himself was a Grade 1 winning 2-year-old by the precocious More Than Ready.
Social Fortress is the number 5, going out for Jamie Ness and Ricardo Santana Jr. Social Fortress is by Social Inclusion, 16% winners with 2-year-olds. What a nice dam. Won 14 races, over $322,000 in earnings. Let's watch Social Fortress's career debut at Delaware. This is an off-turf race at 5/8 of a mile, but boy, Social Fortress left no doubt as to who is best, drawing off to win by 11 and earning a strong 71 Beyer speed figure.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure who was behind her that day, but that solid 71 Beyer stacks up very well as one of the best in this field. And, we have seen some nice runners emerge from Delaware to compete at what the general public kind of considers the more upper tier tracks.
The number 6 is Aguas de Cristal. This is a gray daughter of Volatile, $195,000 buyback. As a March 2-year-old, the dam was precocious, juvenile multiple stakes place turf performer. Let's watch Aguas de Cristal graduate on debut for Jorge Delgado, beat a horse that came right back to win her next start with a 67 buyer, and pretty professional doing it.
Yeah, and that's one thing I like about the volatiles is they're very athletic, they're very professional looking. Even as yearlings last year when they sold very well, they seem to handle themselves very well. And volatile's starting to come alive as we hit this summer. He's up to 6 winners now from his first crop.
The number 7 is Anna Karina. She has a very strong pedigree. She is by a red-hot first-crop sire in Vacoma, a half-sister to Hoist the Gold, who won the Cigar Mile last year, a half to a stakes place dirt sprinter named Mucho Macho Girl. And I like that she showed a lot more speed in her second lifetime start, wiring the field at Churchill.
Well, speed on speed in this pedigree. And you mentioned Vacoma. They were expected to be precocious. He was a graded winning 2-year-old himself. They were expected to be fast, a multiple grade 1 winner around 1 turn as an older horse. And he's got 11 winners from 28 starters overall to be one of the nation's leading freshman sires right now.
The number 8 is White Sands, Into Mischief filly, and what a pedigree, a half-sister to the crack sprinter Jackie's Warrior. Into Mischief, one of the great stallions of our time, 17% winners with 2-year-olds. The dam won 19 races and almost $500,000 in earnings. She won her debut at Belterra by almost 10 lengths, and then she beat the boys in this race at Prairie Meadows, the Prairie Gold Juvenile, where she opened up on the turn in a blink of an eye and then just rolled on home.
Well, this is another one where, you look at the quality of the competition and what she's beating, and, she may not be running against 2-year-olds at Belterra Park who were as good as, say the 2-year-olds at Churchill or at Aqueduct, earlier this year. But she did beat a next out winner on debut at Belterra, earned that 72 buyer in that romp at Prairie Meadows against the boys. In terms of speed figures alone, she is a class horse in this field. And man, Jackie's Warrior, how much did he love Saratoga? Many of his multiple grade 1 wins came right here.
And completing the field, last but certainly not least, is the 9, the Queen's MG. This horse was privately purchased after winning her career debut at Keeneland at 45-1. She was favored in the Astoria. It didn't work out. Maybe she just likes to go off at big prices because she rebounded in this race, the Schuylerville. She was 44-1 in here. She sure doesn't run like a 44-1 shot. Track the pace, pounce turning for home, 73 buyer winning clear.
Well, I don't think she should have been such long odds in the Schuylerville. She beat a couple of next out stakes winners in her April 7th debut, had some trouble in her first start for a new barn in the Astoria, and then came right back and showed what she was made of in the Schuylerville. She's one of a couple of stakes winners already from the first crop of 1,000 Words.
Let's take a look at our top selections for the Adirondack. It's a really fascinating race, Nicole. Where are you going?
I will go with What in the Literal to bounce back from kind of that mishap in the Schuylerville. I think she has shown a lot of class in her other races. She faced a number of next out stakes winners, like the Queen's MG, like Vodka with a Twist, like West Memorial in her early efforts at Keeneland. She improved in the Astoria, a race over this track, of course. And as we said, she's got the inside post, but that doesn't concern me much considering the gameness she showed down inside in the Astoria.
Curious to find out if White Sands will pass the class quiz here. She's stepping up, but she is certainly fast, and she's certainly bred for Wesley Ward and Frankie Dettori. 1, 9, 8, and 2 for Nicole. 8, 9, 5, and 1 for me. It's the Adirondack, our Sunday Spa Baby race presented by Stonestreet. Good luck.